Is your vehicle stopping like it should? Does it squeal or grind when you brake? Don't miss out on summer brake deals at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
From Wall Street to the White House, this is the Larry Kudlow Show.
Monday starts the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It's going to be very energetic, and it's going to be full of good policies, and it's going to be full of a lot of interesting people are going to be speaking at this convention. And the co-chair of the 2024 convention is Mr. David Bossie, who's an old friend of mine, president of Citizens United. David Bossie, welcome back. You got a new film now, so you're a Hollywood filmmaker now. So let's talk about the film for a moment.
Well, thank you. First of all, thanks for having me back. And you know, this film is the most important film I think I've ever done. This is my 28th production. Whoa. Larry, you may remember one of my films, about Hillary Clinton, called Hillary the Movie. Went to the United States Supreme Court and overturned McCain-Feingold. Mm-hmm. And so we've been doing this quite a while at I think a pretty high level. And so this film is called Trump's Rescue Mission, Saving America. And it is of vital importance that the American people understand the 4 years of carnage under Joe Biden and the radical left, because it's not just Joe Biden. Everybody wants to make it about, are they going to switch him out? It's the radical left agenda that is this past 4 years versus the peace and prosperity of Donald Trump's 4 years. And so what we do is we methodically go through this film, and we go through the economy, we go through crime and law and order. We go through the carnage on the border, and we go through Joe Biden's cognitive decline over the last 4 years. So it's a film that is so important, and I urge people, you can go to TrumpSavesAmericaMovie.com. You can watch the trailer. You can actually watch the film. We're premiering this film Wednesday this coming week at the convention in Milwaukee, and I'm honored to say that President Trump is going to come and join us and give remarks before the film. It is that important of a film that during his convention, he's coming to do this. David, does this thing get released to theaters? You know, Larry, the days of theaters is not gone. But
yeah, but nobody goes.
Exactly.
Nobody goes anymore.
So you literally go to the website of TrumpSavesAmericaMovie.com. You watch it right there on your phone or computer, but you can sling it right to your smart television and watch it right in your home. It is so simple, so easy to do, and I urge folks to go. Look, the cast is an all-star cast. I mean, first of all, yours truly is one of the keys in it, Larry. You are fantastic in this film, but we have Vivek Ramaswamy, we have General Keith Kellogg, Ted Cruz, Tom Homan, Russ Vogt. We have Jim Jordan. We have the who's who of the Republican and conservative movement, the Make America Great Again movement. Those patriots that have stood by this president for the past 8 years, and felt and took the time to help us make this film.
Well, I'm honored to be part of it. I can't make the premiere, but I will be there for your discussions afterwards because of our show. But Dave Bossie, tell me more about the convention in general. Now, Monday is the wealth, presumably wealth in the economy.
Make America Wealthy Again.
Right.
That's right. And it's an economic themed evening. That's right.
And then Tuesday is what?
I believe Tuesday is Make America Safe Again.
Right. And then Wednesday
is Make America Secure Again. It's the border night. and then Thursday is Make America Great Again.
Right. So the president speaks Thursday night, right?
Thursday. That's correct. So historically, the president, the nominee, always accepts the nomination, and the balloon drop, the biggest moment of the night of the convention is Thursday evening. Wednesday evening, the still to be named vice presidential nominee has his or her evening, and that's going to be Wednesday night. The pinnacle of that is the nominee's speech, and like every American, I can't wait to see who the president has decided. Look, we have a deep bench, Larry. That's the greatest part of the Republican Party today, whereas the Democrats have no one. The Republican Party is full of a deep bench of incredibly smart, thoughtful conservatives with great policy initiatives, great policy ideas, and want to make America great again. They are patriots, and so the list that Donald Trump has, and I know from talking to him, it's hard because he has so many good people. It's not hard for any other reason. It's hard because there's so many good and qualified people to be able to be vice president.
Well, you got supposedly the front runners are J.D. Vance, Doug Burgum, and Marco Rubio. Three very, very smart people. You're right about that. But there are others. I mean, we don't know. I don't think, from my conversations, I don't think the president's made up his mind yet. And he said on radio yesterday, he says, we're going to wait for the announcement Monday or Tuesday. At least that's his first choice. So we don't know. I mean, you know, I've interviewed almost all of them on the TV show, and as you say, it's a very deep bench. But you know what's so cool, David Bossie? I think that the platform this year, which is basically 20 bullets, 20 points, and a little larger with the text, about 15 pages. This is the growthiest platform in 44 years, going back to Ronald Reagan, and it hits on all the key points: closing the border, stopping the crime wave, dealing with the overseas problems, energy independence. I mean, this is a brilliant platform, and I can tell you that many of us had a hand in drafting the early stages of it, but he took the thing and wrote over most of it himself. I mean, it was released on Monday, but this is a brilliant platform. And this gives the GOP a truly national message to take out to the campaign. Now, Dave Bossie, let me ask you this, too. I'm reading, and I've talked about this article a couple times in the show today. The Atlantic magazine's got a lengthy interview with Susie Wiles and Chris LaCivita. It's a very interesting interview. One point they are going hard after the early balloting and harvesting. This was not done in 22, and it was not done in 20. It wasn't really a factor in 16. But they're going hard, Dave Bossie. What do you think about that?
Brilliant strategy. I talk to Susie and Chris regularly, routinely. I had the honor of going to Atlanta with the president, flew to Atlanta for the debate with Susie and Chris just 10 days ago or so on the debacle that Joe Biden had. And so we talk about these things. And I got to tell you, in 2016, to just go back for a second, we didn't have pre-COVID, we didn't have these types of programs to worry about, whether it was election integrity, Larry, or the early vote ballot chasing aspect. This is now 8 years on, and both of those things are important. Make it easy to vote and impossible to cheat, number one. And number two is making sure we bank votes early. We have to. Everybody listening to this, we have to win in this election in September and October. We are not going to win it on Election Day. Larry, we have to win it in September and October.
Well, I think judging from this article and your conversations, I talked to Susie and Chris a little less so, but I don't talk about the nuts and bolts. It's not my area. I'm more a policy guy. But, I mean, I think if they're on it, that's very reassuring. It's not something that's going to slip through the cracks. As you say, it wasn't, 2016, it wasn't the issue. COVID made it an issue. Now it's going to remain an issue. But I got to believe there's so much discussion. They're devoting money and manpower to this. And that's going to fill a big gap in this election. And I think gives Mr. Trump a really, really, really good chance.
It puts us on an even par because, look, we know they're going to cheat and steal and claw because that's what's done every 2 years forever, back as far as the eye can see in elections. That's just the way it works in the world. We have to defeat the worst president in American history, Joe Biden. And this is a 50-50 country, Larry, and you know it and I know it, and we have to turn out we have to identify every single vote, and we have to turn out every single vote. We can't take it for granted. We can't sit back and say, oh, my God, Joe Biden is throwing up on himself today. We're going to win this easily, because Joe Biden could be in an iron lung and they would still vote for him, okay? Because they hate Donald Trump more than they love this country. And that we've been saying that for now 8 years on, and it's still true today. The mainstream media will get back on the bandwagon once they realize Joe Biden isn't going to leave, and they're going to go back to the full-on hate of onto Donald Trump, and that's what this is about. So we have a choice. And guys like me, we say, oh, this is the most important election ever, right? We do that every 2 years. Well, guess what? This is the most consequential election, quite honestly, in American history. America goes one way or the other based on what we do as a nation this November. And so we have to talk about the border crisis, the catastrophe that is our inflation, the crippling inflation that Joe Biden has foisted on the American people, the energy crisis that Joe Biden has created. All of these policies that you and Donald Trump and that White House not just fixed from the problems that you guys took on, but you guys left. If he just had done nothing, if Joe Biden had done nothing, we'd be in such a better place.
Right.
And so they have undone with executive orders all of the economic, all of the energy, all of the border. Defunding the police it is outrageous what this president has done. It is outrageous that it's even close. This should be a runaway victory, but it's not going to be. And everybody listening to the sound of our voices has to be scared to death that they could still win. So we have to work hard. We cannot take it for granted.
Well, they want a woke, cancel culture, socialist country. They want to transform the entire country. And I don't think Americans want that. Dave Bossie, 15 seconds. Who's your favorite VP pick? Go ahead. Out on a limb.
You know what?
Out on a limb.
Look, I love them all, but I think Marco Rubio brings a lot to the table.
Yes.
And he's a really smart guy, really seasoned veteran now.
He's grown up. He's grown up,
really,
hasn't he?
He really has. And he brings the Hispanic vote in big numbers over, even more so than they are. And he can go campaign in
Spanish.
In those
in
neighborhoods.
Spanish.
That's right.
In Spanish.
He can go speak Spanish every day between now and November.
Yeah.
It's so important.
All right. Dave Bossie, co-chair of the 2024 RNC convention and the producer of this new film, Trump's Rescue Mission, Saving America. Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. I will see you in Milwaukee. Folks, we're going to take a quick break. On the other side, some more politics with the great Roger Stone. I'm Kudlow. Be right back.
Larry Kudlow.